guys heard Cinderin cast a team fight before? He's actually legit. At least he was 6 years ago. It's been a while. Yes. All right, Cinderin. I like Centaur. He big beefy boy. Tell me something. That's my analysis, by the way. You can take a team fight this game if you want. I know how much you pride yourself on being the best analyst play-by-play in the world.
The pattern is complete.
You think Underlord is enough?
30 seconds to battle.
I'm not saying he's good. I'm not saying he's bad. But again, I come from the mentality where I just take Weehaw as the gospel god of all things Meepo. And he used to say that there's only like 2 heroes he really cared about. One of which was Wyvern, and the other one was, well, can you guess the other one? He said by far the #1 hero that he fears. I'll give you a clue. Usually a position 1 historically, but has been played support a little bit in the past, and I hated it. Melee hero. You can do it, Cinderin. No, it's not really support. It's position 1, almost always. We're just going to go silent while we wait for Cinderin to come up with this. Does it... Yes, do you... No, I didn't say he's now played support. I said there's, on occasion, historically speaking, people have thrown him in as like a position 4, but it was pretty awful. But there was a time. No. All right, good job, Cinderin. The answer is Sven. Yeah. I know, he's pretty garbage right now. Oh, there's 115, 16, 18 heroes in Dota. You gotta know them all. Ooh. Oh, this... That's correct. Yes. My information's old. Yeah, for sure. Well, anyway, my point is, even though I know we're talking a lot about Meepo on the side of NiP, but my point was, Cinderin, if Weehaw was playing the Meepo against an Underl, he wouldn't care. Like he wouldn't really fear it that much. Obviously, it's decent against him, but it wouldn't be like the Sven or the Wyverns or the Pangos, as you said.
Wish to retract your last move.
All right, that was the longest tangent we've had since we started casting again at the WePlay, so appreciate that. Impale will connect onto Era in the top lane. He's going to Shikuchi away, as this is a tri-lane of sorts, Cinderin. Disgusting.
Denied.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But Underlord against basically any melee hero will be very, very happy indeed. Centaur won't be too happy in turn though. But I mean, he might get killed once maximum. I don't think he's gonna feed this lane by any means. So, but Underlord will get completely free for him. Kuroki has to pop his fairy fire. He's taking a lot of damage. First blood's gonna go the way of Charlie on that troll warlord. He's attempting to show Miracle how it's done.
Illusion!
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, that's a good point. GH pretty low on HP here. Era positioning himself with that Shikuchi, still level 1 on that Weaver right now. One lane, as looks like Centaur is actually getting chased up, but we'll be fine. One lane we haven't talked about is the Lina Weehaw mid against Supreme's Puck. How does this match up typically fare?
Puck out! You might wish to retract your last move. You might wish to retract your last move.
You've been burned.
Denied.
Supreme taking a lot of damage. Weehaw not able to finish him off. Still 6 wand charges, of course. Era did, by the way, still level 1, did steal the bounty rune amidst Kuroki. So Kuroki will be fine in the jungle. Here's Mind Control. Does get that 1 kill we talked about. We called it Synderen. But we said Saberlight wouldn't feed, so that means he won't die anymore in lane. Unless he's ganked, that doesn't count. Weehaw in the meantime might not be able to save himself as Puck comes in. Supreme able to take him out with quick succession. I can't speak. GH. We'll get some much needed levels here in the mid lane, Synderen. But this opens up top lane. Go ahead. Ooh, impale. Yeah. Weehaw's continuing on. He has a Luna Blade. Oh, and that'll be used. Easy kill. Not sure. Wasn't checking the cooldowns on that. Yeah, the little stutter step.
Who turned up the heat?
Right. Yeah, just because you have that stutter step, obviously every cast animation is forever on Lina. Well, it was. Mm-hmm.
Nuh-uh.
I mean, Weehaw. I mean, they're both middle of the pack right now, net worth, surprisingly. Yeah, Centaur's going to use ult, Mind Control. Trying to get out of dodge with his ult. Looks like he will do so successfully and get a courier. Only Mind Control can make that look good. Jeez.
Nothing. That wasn't too bright.
Supreme ends up feeding mid, by the way. And Puck, like I said, got picked off mid, so Weehaw has taken the lead in terms of the CS. Seneko able to TP out in front of both Kuroki and GH, who is now completely out of mana. Weehaw looks like he's going to help clean up this this stack. Actually, there's a couple stacks here. This is going to be a nice steal for them. I don't know if it's been Era stacking those or not. It's very low level still. Oh, he's going to get a courier there. It's all worth it. Oh, can he get 2? He doesn't do enough damage. Does get that 1 courier, but he's going to find that a lot of these creeps have died. Now, that is a stupid question. If you stack a creep and the enemies kill it, why don't you get some gold for that, Cinder? You help them a little bit, you know? You can hear that gold. You can use that to scout a little bit. Know where they are. That could be a cool feature that we can get in 7.27. You know, very important.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I know he listens to all my suggestions, but he's never put any of them in. So, just waiting for that one idea. You should. I've had some good ones. I mean, he put in Lycan Ags from Slacks. Come on. I have to come up with something better than that. One day that's going to be a meta thing. You know that, right? It's actually going to be a thing. That's a good point. The rubber band patch was one of the worst of all time. To go along with Jug Troll, that was a pretty terrible patch. It's all relative. Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, bottom lane. Mind control. Will he die? This time around, Stampede is used, and they will finally take him out. Did have his ult, but wouldn't have gotten out. Level 1 ult takes so long to actually activate. But he already got the value out of it, so he's fine. Yeah, I was casting the Major a couple years ago, and that was the first time that I saw a PL go for the Doppelganger talent at 25, because until then, most people were going for the crit. That's when it started to transition, and it was Miracle doing it, and my god. One of the most annoying talents in the entire game. It's just constantly up. I don't know how you kill this guy once he gets to that level. Of course, that was a different patch. Games went longer back then. Not so much these days. First of all, how dare you? Centaur is a great pusher. He just stands there and does damage to the tower. Like, Cinderin, Underlord is irrelevant, okay? Centaur is my boy. Although I should be talking shit because he needs buffs. What? Okay, well, Miracle's going to take even more damage from Illumina. I'm just going to pretend you haven't been talking this whole time. In fact, let's just implement the mute real quick. Try that. Let's test it out for the betterment of society here. As Era forces out the Doppelganger. Looks like Miracle's going to have to back up here. GH. Trying for a little cheeky Spike Carapace play. Of course, we didn't mention this, but Spike Carapace, of course, we did see it once. Absolutely incredible against the Illuminate. Can set up some good, clean stuff for him. Oh, they set this up. Coil will activate. I think GH is fine though. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Dire's middle tower.
He's just gonna sit on top of Seneko now. Oh, he actually pops his ult. Is he gonna have TP support here? He's just getting chased down by Miracle. He's going to attempt to TP out, but it's not even remotely close. That's a big team fight ult that is down now.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Bot lane, Cinderman, Era, and Saberlight. We're seeing the red Underlord Pit of Malice. GH is here though. Era does have time lapse back into the pit. Supreme, of course, doesn't have coil for 8 seconds. Not sure. I don't check every single cooldown. I can't answer these questions.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Kuroki's just gonna solo kill.
Behold!
I love this collection of creeps. The tomato, the ghost, and of course the ogre creep that has been slightly nerfed, but still quite good. It looks like GH is trying to steal some farm, but wasn't able to do so in his vendetta form. We'll have to back out.
Denied.
That's the old school days. I mean, when I first started playing Dota 1, I just buy perseverances. They gave tons of damage, great regen.
Look out.
It's a good item. Yeah. What about Valorant? You don't even have a key yet. How can you be better than me? Oh, I see. Pit of Malice. We're gonna see the Yules. It's gonna be a double proc now. Saberlight getting Laguna'd. Will stampede, but to no avail. Seneko and company are gonna have to back out. This looks to be a potential tier 1 tower now for Team Nigma. Supreme is pretty close to his blink dagger. What?
Sorry, I tried the thing you asked for. It doesn't work very well, right?
What? That's echoing me. That's not muting me.
I mean,
you don't listen to me half the time, and I don't listen to you half the time. That's just that's a
really
normal
refreshing to hear me say your stuff. He's paying attention. Yay!
That's true. That is different. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much.
I thought I had to repeat your stuff for you to notice what was going on. If I just say something else, you're not going to realize that's what happened.
Well, every time you say Valorant, I wake up. You know, that's all I need is a little pick me up. But what was I going to say? Yeah, Supreme will have Blink Dagger now, Cinderin. Is that when they start to get a little bit more aggressive, perhaps? Because it feels like they're playing very passive. Like, Seneko is farming a lot. He almost has mech himself. It's very passive play overall.
Yeah. I think finding fights for the Dire in general is just a little bit tough right now. Good damage on mind control. Oh, he's just going to back off. So the issue here is, do you have the bursts to get through... Chen is getting a mech soon as well, by the way. Can you get through Hand of God and this beefy Underlord front line to get kills with Puck? And who are you ganking with? I think Puck has to gank with Centaur, right? That's a good kill. Yeah, he's really out of position.
Here's the answer to your question. Just kill Weehan in the jungle. But the Hand of God is going to keep him alive a little bit longer. Coddle does use the ult a little bit defensively, but I think that was the right move. It dissuades the rest of Team Nigma from coming in, and they get the freebie onto Lina.
I think, yeah, he was just out of position, standing there in the river. This is the hero you want to find as an NiP. If you can find and open the Lina, that's the perfect situation. But that's also the hero you shouldn't be able to find. So, got a little bit gifted there. The reason I'm a little bit worried for an NiP right now is that Troll has a Battle Fury and he wants to farm. So Puck needs a friend to kill with, and it's probably going to be the Centaur. Weaver doesn't offer too much. Coddle doesn't offer very much either in the way of damage. So getting through these heals and defensive line of Nigma is pretty difficult. But if you find the Lina, not too tough at all.
That's true. I mean, there's a lot of items coming up on both respective sides. Mind Control did go for the hood, by the way. We'll be finishing the pipe momentarily. You mentioned the mech on the side of Kuroki, but NiP basically has both of those items as well. Saberlight will have his pipe. Seneko has mech being delivered. So it's actually simultaneous pickups from both respective sides. But you're right. Charlie goes for the more defensive, or not defensive, but the farming build here. So they'll have to wait a little bit longer. We'll see if it pays off.
Yeah, I'm debating if this was the right choice for this kind of game. Nyx got caught, and
Nyx a dead. Weeha gets the Yules off. Going for Boots of Travel now. Don't you admit that anytime I see this, Yules into Boots of Travel and Lina, I just for some reason think of the, was it minus 45-second respawn time days?
Oh god. I think it was minus 30 on level 10. Man, respawn talents. See, Icerock had another bad day, but that one was a real bad one.
Yeah.
Good thing we got rid of those.
Will we say the same thing about, I mean, he got rid of shrines, but people didn't hate shrines, right? Nobody was really clamoring for them to, I mean, the occasional complaint here and there, but it wasn't like this outcry.
Yeah. Dota is a very complex game. It's very difficult to do it right every time. Whether you're playing, casting, or patching the game. Everybody makes mistakes, including Supreme. He just got caught off guard.
Yeah, very nicely done. Spike carapace, of course, setting all of that up. Level 4 is a 2.4 second stun. Pretty nice. Air's pretty close to finishing his Spirit Vessel, so that's something for him, at the very least. Looks like the Roche is going to be the target here, though. And I don't see NiP really doing much about this.
No.
Especially with Puck on Death's Door.
Another benefit of Chen, especially on Radiant side, it's easier to get access to this area and control it.
Oh, steal it with Illuminate. You can do it. You can do it. Oh, no. So very close to NiP.
NiP with the gold lead, but it doesn't really feel like they're ahead in the game right now. But it can definitely translate into a real lead when Troll starts truly coming online. So I was thinking if it's the right approach for them to... Oh, hang on, Saberlight.
Pit of Malice into the Impale. Seneko does have ult, but
they didn't have
Centaur
Firestorm
has
ready.
his as well. He's going to get used. I don't think he's inside this. Will-O-Wisp will be popped. Stampede's still available. He will use it. Miracle's going to get slowed. Seneko as well. And I believe NiP is going to be fine. Oh, they do clip Saberlight, but now has Team Nigma gone too far?
Yeah, that was not a really high value play. It took them so long. And in the meantime, Troll's just farming.
Yeah.
If they do get the tower, it's okay.
That is something.
That's true. They forced the Kotl ult, especially. Really good. Yeah, that's fair. I think you're okay with it. But yeah, you would obviously have loved to find the kill and get access to the tower a little bit easier. This is taking quite a bit longer than they were hoping for. So, they're gonna find Troll with Nyx, but nobody's here to really help. So, I was wondering, for Charlie in this game, if he went for a faster tempo build, where he wants to fight, like, let's say, Diffusal Rush, how NiP would have played the game if they could have been hungry and actually taken the fights. Because if he does do that and they fail 2 fights, his hero is just meat, right? Yeah, this way he ensures that he stays relevant, so maybe they identified that they weren't favored enough.
Goodness.
He died.
Well, the other thing to think of, and I know this is probably the wrong mentality, maybe not, but Troll Warlord, if you go for Diffusal first, like, what are you doing against PL later in the game?
Yeah, that's fair.
Battle Fury is just incredible. I mean, we've seen Maelstrom. I don't know how fast you would ever get Mjolnir on a hero like Troll, but Maelstrom is definitely a normal pickup from time to time. Saberlight getting slowed perpetually from Miracle. Then Echo being found out by Mind Control. Let's have his Pit of Malice available. Oh, he actually gets to lose very shortly before that. Coil onto 2. This is the time to try to kill Miracle if they can, but no damage to follow. Nice blinding light, but that's going to be the death of Lina to start this fight for Team Nigma. As Troll comes into the fray, able to take out one here. That's the Aegis, though. And it looks like the Underlord will not be able to get out with the Dark Rift. Miracle now on the run at half HP. Seneko still here with his mech fully good to go. Spirit Vessel is applied to Miracle. He's going to attempt to get out. Doppelganger. Is he faking this? No. My God, he gets bursted through the illusion. And that is 3 for nothing. And
it's the same
Aegis.
problem again. If Lina gets caught, they're in trouble. Weeha tried to follow through on the Underlord opening. They got the Pit of Malice on Kotl, and then he wanted to reach in with Lina and get the stun off. But they layered the Yule and Pit. And they had to wait for the Yule to come down. Got silenced by Puck, caught, an easy fight for NiP. It's so important that Lina doesn't become the target of the fight. It's the best case scenario for NiP, and they very clearly have identified this and just snowballed that fight.
Oh, they want to go for more, but the counter initiation from Seneko. Can they kill Weeha again? No, he's super, super fast. But they will get the tier 2 tower. Charlie will net it for himself. Will-O-Wisp still available there. Saberlight, very low on HP, but doesn't look like the Radiant are going to be able to chase him down at all.
Look how big a lead NiP just managed to get out of this.
Yeah.
In terms of the win expectancy, this game has been in Nigma's territory for quite a while, just probably favoring the Phantom Lancer, as it tends to do. It loves Phantom Lancer. But now, that was such a big swing. Gained a few thousand gold in the span of minutes now on the Dire, and most importantly, this mid-axis now. They can start playing really aggressively. Troll is getting online with Sanjin Yasha, and you've identified that if we jump Lina, the fights are kind of easy, actually. So
yeah, do you think
gotta really watch out for that?
Do you think that Charlie will finish this Satanic or change his mind and go for BKB?
I like the Satanic. I think it's solid. Okay. There are a lot of stuns, but it doesn't feel like you're going to get 100 to 0 in a stun chain with your team around. There's Stampede, there's Puck. Caudal ulti, Blinding Light, tons of things that can delay your death, and then the Satanic pays off big time. You have Magic Wand, so you can guarantee to get mana to get your spells off against Diffusal. I think it's
Crimson
solid.
almost online for Saberlight. That is going to be a very nice pickup for NiP. As Charlie taking out a stack of Ancients now. And he has the Ring of Aquila.
His Battle Fury has definitely paid off, right? Like, it's... If he went Diffusal and they were on this timer where they need to win fights, who knows? They might have won them and be this far ahead as well. But now that he has the Fury and they managed to do it anyway, you feel so good in the game right now. You feel very confident that you can take this all the way to late game and even beat the PL.
Do you think
with your Troll
from
Puck Centaur
Nigma's
combo
perspective that they should have just been pushing a little bit earlier, perhaps, to not allow that farm to come through with the Battle Fury? I mean, they do have Chen, they do have Underlord. You can see a Dark Rift actually used. What is this for? He cancels it. Might have been a... There's no way that was a misclick. That's something you have to really fuck up if it's not there.
I don't think Nigma could have really pushed it much harder than they did. They've taken 4 towers, right? They've done a pretty good job, and they got the Roche. It's just the fights that they've taken where Weeha has died first have just cost them all of the advantage that they've built with pressure. And in the meantime, you know this ticking Troll Time Bomb just farming up.
GH scouting it out, but they're going to take the tier 2 for free. They will smoke shortly after. Ping was there. I'm not sure if Nigma is aware of this or not. Of course, like he talked about, the Roche was taken.
Saberlight's going to start it off.
Be able to get it. Yeah, he gets stun right off the bat. Puck gets 2 in his coil, but Peel is not one of them. That's a really important hero to get into that coil. We're going to find the Nyx Assassin. Looks like he will be the first to fall, but 2 big ults are used just for that. Chen will be the follow-up kill. Buyback onto GH. Kuroki at half HP. Still has Hand of God available. Wants to wait until some teammates are a little bit low to get full value out of that. Saberlight, of course, with that Crimson Guard. Double impale from the bot. Buyback onto GH. Is now Era in quite a bit of trouble. Has to time-lapse that. Weeha in weird position again. Completely surrounded by enemies. He's going to get taken out pretty easily by the support Era on the Weaver. I believe this last right click should do the trick. Indeed it does. Troll Warlord very low. Pops his ult inside the Pit of Malice. He's going to lifesteal a little bit here. Does he have enough to actually get out? Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. So a lot was expended from both respective teams, and we have to look at the graph to see who actually wins this, but obviously the Troll Warlord going down is the biggest kill. But again, I feel like the Weeha death unnecessary.
Well, this time around it was very different because, yes, he died, but he died late. The way the fight opened, Puck used all his spells on catching a Nyx Underlord. They didn't do anything to the Underlord, the Nyx had buyback, and Lina finally got to play a fight freely for a long time. Yeah, Weeha does end up dying in the end, and I agree with you, it probably could have been avoided, but he did a lot of damage and caused a lot of chaos in the fight. That's what you need. It's very clear that Nigma's lineup relies on this Lina not getting caught first, and especially if the enemy team uses spells on a guy with buyback and the Fat Boy in front, it's kind of the best thing that can happen.
Would you say he did a lot of digital chaos?
No, I would not say that.
Oh, okay. Just checking. We do have a pause now, as God, that no comment. I was gonna go somewhere. I probably should go. Greaves are almost finished on Kuroki. That's an exciting one.
Yeah.
Can take off those whirling axes so he can attack again. That's really important for Chen to dispel.
Very nice.
The
well, the bonus armor aura when people get low from Greaves is really good this game. So
true.
That's good. Yeah, I think this last fight was actually maybe a bit more important than we give it credit for, just because they finally stifle Troll a little bit, Miracle gets a big kill, and now when the next fight rolls around, Miracle will probably have a Basher, they will have the Greaves, and is there anything else they're gonna grab? Lina will probably get the Blink too. So, Blink on Wii is really good this game. You need to be able to reposition yourself. You will into Blink away unless the enemy is really on top of you. You get Catch, can jump and burst the Weaver, for example, which will become a problem. Eros, Ags will be a huge issue later on in the game.
It's not Nigma, that later either. I mean, he's relatively close, only 1,500 away, so...
Yeah, Philosopher's Stone will do that for you.
Oh, I didn't even see that. It's so funny, like you go back... Oh, I guess neutral items weren't that far back, but...
Dire's middle tower
Weaver
is under
support, man.
attack.
Aghanim Scepter change
Dire's
everything for
middle
this hero.
tower
Such a
has
good
fallen.
item.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He is sitting bottom lane, waiting for somebody to harass. Actually just trying to push out these lanes, but doesn't feel too safe. Tier 1 tower is still standing in this top lane, surprisingly enough.
Not much longer, I think.
Fineko,
Radiant
has the Ghost Scepter for the PL. That's...
I feel like by now Centaur would have tried to get this top tower, but doesn't seem like he's been... They don't have any plans of getting it anytime soon, it looks like. So never mind that.
Oh, look at this. Saberlight is actually equipping a repair kit, and he's not in his base. Not a common sight for me.
Well, this item has got a lot better.
It has. It's a lot of regen.
20 regen. It is so much. It is a lot. But it did need something like that, right? It was a weird neutral item because it only really had defensive use, whereas most of the items have, like, you know, appliances in any type of teamfight. You can do something, but this one was just weird. Application line.
A refrigerator
Yeah,
is an appliance.
exactly.
What do you think of Titan Sliver, by the way? It was nerfed like 2 different times, and it still feels like it's
It's
I
really
mean,
good.
he had the Mindbreaker choice, Mindbreaker or Titan Sliver, but it feels like from a PL perspective, just this item is amazing.
It's super good on heroes that have a lot of base attribute, right? Because of the base attack damage. So on a Phantom Lancer, it's really, really nice. He has high agility, 3.2 gain per level. Yeah, Mindbreaker on PL is no joke either. It allows him to kill heroes like Puck if Yules is down, if he gets on top of them, or... But I think this is just more stable. Mindbreaker on Nyx, love that choice, because then he can, you know...
Ah, that's true. Yeah.
Open up on Caudle, for example, and Caudle can't respond, or open up on the Puck, and Puck has to Yule instead of phase shifting, opening on the Weaver, he can't Shikuchi. There's many really nice uses here for that item. So.
Roche is coming up soon. NiP knows this. They actually smoke now. As the PL
The
illusions.
outpost.
Will they scout it? Oof. Nope. And the Roche has now spawned. So that's going to be a big contesting thing. My English is escaping me right now. It's in the point of contention. Thank you, Cinder. Oh, Link in, hoof stomp onto the Underlord. That's the tanky target. Of course, GH gets a nice impale. But there's a Caudle ult on top of 2. Nyx Assassin at half HP. Looks like they're going to find Underlord pretty easily. Actually, surprisingly so. But I guess when it's a 5v1, it's not too hard after all. GH falls now, and that means that Roche can open up here. There is a buyback, though, and a Dark Rift available. And Mind Control is going to use it.
Wait, that was weird to watch. Mind Control was tanking the gank. They had Nyx next to it. And then they popped the Carapace on Nyx, and there's no follow-up. There was no Lina stun. The Chen wasn't in range with all of his stuff, the Greaves, the heals. PL didn't go in. Just looked a bit disconnected.
Yeah. I mean,
because they were on their high
who's gonna
ground,
win
right?
this.
Like, I thought Nigma were controlling this area, and they were going to be ready for this attack.
They're actually going for Roche here. I was going to say, out of the 2 teams, I don't know who's going to win this game, but NiP has just looked very solid. Like, they haven't really made any huge mistakes in either game so far. Roche
big moments.
getting quite low. Supreme has coil available. Oh, they're going to find the Troll Warrior. He gets LSA'd into the Laguna Blade. The defensive Crimson Guard is going to keep him alive for now. Coil onto a couple heroes, it looks like, as Charlie will whack away at this Underlord. He's at half HP. This is going to be a dieback if they're able to get him. Underlord pops the Pit of Malice, but that is an absolute dieback for him. Kuroki at half HP now, already popped his Hand of God. Charlie has no mana to speak of. He's going to try to 1v1 Miracle. Now it's turned into a 4v1, as there's the stun. He's rooted again. It's going to be really close. Charlie ends up getting the kill. It's a 3-0, and somehow Troll will live, and it looks like Weeha will be the 4th death. And Roche is free. Okay, Troll did die. All right. They do find that kill. Who takes the Aegis now? I guess it's Supreme. But a really good fight again from NiP. Man, they're playing so well today.
Yeah, Weaver Eggs, and oh my god, they found GH.
Oh, I didn't see that he had that finished. Damn.
Top tower is fallen.
Well, Impale's going to miss, and the silence is, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So that's a full team
they're
wipe.
destroying them. It's flat out outplaying them in both games.
Yeah, I was going to say, out-executing at every step of the way so far. I mean, I know what you're gonna say here. Control Warlord is usually the one that you want the Aegis. I mean, obviously he's dead, but Puck is not a bad constellation. This is a really good hero. Wait, he didn't take it.
I kind of like it on Centaur, actually, just because this is the hero that can siege high ground the best out of the two, right? And will frontline the most.
God! Oh, that must have felt so good. All right,
Enchanted
Tier 2
Quiver.
towers next.
It's a lot of damage in the part of the Puck combo. Nice hero to have it on.
Is under attack.
So tell me why you like this Aegis on Centaur. Why not the cheese?
The way the fights are happening, he's really going in for his team, right? He's frontlining completely. If they try to hit high ground, he can do it. Like you talked about, Centaur can do it, and I said he's not good against Underlord. But when you have the Aegis, you know, you have a bit of a buffer to
I feel like the cheese is good enough, though, because you're the one that's going to have the most time to actually activate it.
I would agree with that. I think the cheese on him would be good too.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Give them both.
In a way, maybe he should have both, actually. I don't know if... Just let him tank
Did you
everything
mute
for
me
a
again?
minute.
Have you muted me?
No, we're fine.
Okay. You're actually agreeing with me for once. This is weird.
Yeah, I know. Everybody has bad days. Alright, he got out.
That's true. The sentry is in vision.
Oh,
Spike Carapace is there. He's going to walk north.
gem on Puck, he's dead.
Yes. GH is dead. That is a correct statement.
See you in the spring.
He is still going for his Yules, so... Let me look at the net worth right now. Miracle and Charlie are not too far away from each other. Charlie taking the close to 1k advantage right now. Alright, if this game goes to like 50, 60 minutes, I know you haven't had a lot of experience with 60-minute games yourself, Synderen, as of late, but which lineup would you favor in theory?
Radiant's middle tower.
If you put me on the spot, I would probably favor the Dire.
I think time-lapse is like...
Weaver Ags is
ridiculous.
so good late game.
Yeah.
You have a farm troll. I think the tricore of Troll, Centaur, Puck actually scales really, really well. And for me, Lina just has this tendency of falling off.
Aegis, will it be used? Time-lapse, there it is. So he has 3 lives now, Synderen. Even more, because the cooldown, I believe, is only 16 seconds.
Yeah, and then give him the cheese,
time-lapse.
then he has 5 lives.
Yeah, you know what? This is the new meta. You just pick Centaur and you put literally everything on him. Even the neutral items, you can't stack them anymore, but you put them around him to give him the aura of feeling invincible. Okay? That's the strat.
Literally drop them on the ground so you can just swap in and out during the fight and take whichever. Now, if you like
Yes,
this
the
one.
backpack is also available.
Yeah, but if you pick it up from the ground, it has no cooldown. So
That's
you
true.
put them around him in like some sort of summoning circle.
Oh, GH is going to be found again. Dagon does connect. Yeah, easy kill. What Dagon level is this? Dagon 2 now.
Yeah, 3 on
It's
the way
funny
out.
that the Puck... How often do Pucks go for Dagon these days? Because the first time I started seeing it like consistently was when that 25 talent gave GPM, which is obviously not there anymore. But now we're seeing it. Is it more consistent?
It's a good value. I think in this patch, Dagon is better than before because of the the net worth changes. It's higher impact when you get it than before, relative to the field of items. And obviously now that Pucks are favoring Spell Amp over Phase Shift attack a lot of the time, it's amplified that much more, right? So it's good.
Time lapse is actually so broken. Of course, Centaur's not good at hitting buildings that can't attack him. He doesn't consider it a fair fight. If they can't attack, he doesn't do jack. It rhymed as well.
You were right, Shannon. You're right the whole time. Centaur is indeed going to high ground this game. You called it in the beginning of the game.
I'm always right. Let's be real here. Okay, there is the initiation. Dark Rift is activated. Very good. They're trying to save Miracle's life. Looks like they'll do so. They'll have a short walk back. Charlie, no more ult for you, my friend. They don't even get the range rack, although Era might go in for a little poke here. Ends up getting the time lapse again. Not sure how long the Aegis is going to last. They do get the range racks. Saberlight is all alone. But again, Aegis, time lapse in 4 seconds. This is a raid boss I've never seen. He kind of wants to die, I feel like. I feel like he needs to die here. They want to actually use the Aegis to some degree. But we'll see if that ends up being correct or not.
He has 111 regen because his heart is also amping the regen he gets from the repair kill.
See, I feel like this might be a game where if Miracle does get 25, you take the critical strike, man. You're doing no damage right now. Good lord.
Carl can always give him the mana that he just had burned. Man, this is sexy. There you go.
Wow, all right, well, initiation. There's the Abyssal Blade onto the puck. They're going to find him with the Laguna Blade. So a good start for Team Nigma to start this off. But Charlie, still living through the day, has the BKB activated. No ult for a little bit. Has to pop the cheese. Will attempt to TP out. Will do so successfully. And now the rest of NiP on the run. So a little bit miscalculation. Aegis, I believe, just ran out. I don't think he died. Which begs the question, why not just use it?
Yeah, I mean, if that fight was any indication, they should have had the Aegis on the puck, right? Because he actually got killed when he got abyssal by the PL. But I think that was the abyssal reveal. I could be wrong, but I don't think I saw it used earlier in the game. Feel like it's a fresh item that Miracle just got, and either way, whatever it was, it caught the puck by surprise and got the kill with Laguna. And just as it matters a lot to kill off the Lina for the Dire, if you lose your puck on the Dire side, suddenly the fight is a lot more open.
I just feel like that was kind of, it was not all in. That's not the right word for it, but it was overkill to put that much on center. Like, what's the point? You can't even, they literally can't even kill him. He can't even use the Aegis. He wanted to die. You have time lapse in the back. As long as Era doesn't get caught off, like, how do you kill Centaur? Of course, the issue for them is Troll has to be the one to take out the barracks because Centaur doesn't do anything. But it really can't be overstated how important the Caudal actually is for this whole piece of the puzzle. Like, when you're Centaur late game and you're super tanky, usually what PL will do is he will burn all your mana and then he'll just ignore you the rest of the fight, right? And it's just like, whatever, I'm gonna go on other heroes. But there's always that mana burst coming in from Caudal. He has Greaves and Chakra, so you can't ignore Saberlight ever. He will be a problem the whole fight. Oh, he's gonna break the smoke. Ooh, he sure is. He goes on top of Kuroki, and now everyone goes on top of him. Think they can do anything about this Abyssal Blade again onto the puck. Nice blinding light out of the coil. Can they kill Miracle? They will. Beautifully done. Now Mind Control forced to use Dark Rift again, but Laguna Blade does rip the puck in half.
And again.
So it's a 1-for-1. That's why he's going for Lincolns now and stopped at Dagon 3. I don't know if you noticed that. He's not building Dagon 5 anymore. So.
Well, I still think this is high ground territory for NiP, though. They don't know that there's no buyback on the PL, though. They don't know for sure. So maybe they're going to hesitate a little bit to really lay on the pressure here. But definitely. Oh, GH is running into Sentry Ops combo. They know he's here.
GH gets slowed.
The gem is on the wrong side.
Yeah, they're not going to find him, I don't think.
Get the runes, though.
As the 40-minute mark is here. And it's going to be split, actually.
Yeah, Weehot's covering the other side. He will be getting his Aghanims now.
Radiant.
Wait, Spell Prism on... Okay, it's meme time. Okay, this is the place in there. You
don't get Ags on Troll and Spell Prism, if that's what you're going to suggest right now. No. Spell Prism on Puck, then Octarine Core, then Arcane Rune, because you can control your RNG at that point. Because you've prayed to enough RNG gods that you will successfully find it. And then you have infinite phase shift. You just stay in it.
Yeah, did they fix that actually? Or is that still technically possible if you have Arcane Rune?
I think there was a bug where Octarine Core was stacking, and that was the reason you could do the infinite phase shift thing. And then they fixed that bug, and then mathematically it's possible, I think, with the exact things you just said. I believe it's possible.
Wow.
He got a Relic instead, though. It's also really good. A way longer coil stun.
Timeless Relic. Yes.
Yeah,
I thought
15% spell damage. I just said Relic. You fill in the dots.
Fill in the dots.
That's not how you say it. No, it's not. You fill in the blanks.
There, very good.
Thank you.
You know, for those of you that don't know,
native speaker.
Cinderin taught me English.
Me bad Englando.
He did a pretty bad job, though, I have to say.
I had a bad day.
Do you remember, like, our first time casting? Not first time, but first year casting together, Captain's Draft. I had a very embarrassing... I mean, for me, it's not embarrassing because I have no shame and I don't get embarrassed very
Breathe
easily.
Fire?
Yeah, oh my god, you remember! Holy how do you remember that? Oh my... So, for those that don't know the story, which is literally 99.9% of you, aka just Cinderin knows, I thought Breathe Fire was spelled without an E on breathe. Isn't that incredible? A native English speaker, the only language I really know.
Well, debatable.
I didn't know how to spell that. I guess that is true. I mean, compared to other Americans, I definitely know it better. Can we agree on that?
Is that an accomplishment?
It doesn't matter if it's an accomplishment. It's true. It's not fake news, Synderen. Saberlight is 24 right now on this Centaur. Now, here's the question for you. I think hoof stomp duration, I don't know what people typically take these days, but hoof stomp duration this game might be needed.
It's what you always take, more or less.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, I think Retaliate Aura is pretty rare. The hoof stomp is just insanely good. 4.25 second AoE stun.
You turn the worst stun in the game to a decent
and you have
one.
Coddle.
Right.
And never underestimate having Coddle with hoof stomp. You can get two off really quickly. You can't get them off fully in succession unless you get a cooldown reduction item, but you can almost chain them with Coddle. Very powerful.
DD on Charlie right now. He got the Whirling Axes cooldown talent. We're going to see level 25s this game, Cinder. I know it's been a while since you've gotten to experience one of these yourself.
No, that happens all the time. It's the tier 5 items that I never got to experience.
That's true. The 60-minute games are when
they're
you
rare.
Really...
They're few and far in between.
Not for me. That's why I'm such an expert at tier 5 items, Synderen.
The game right now will revolve fully around Roshan. Both teams will want to control this area, and Nigma are trying to get some sort of push and info in the top half of the map with GH plus Miracle, and they're going to scan the pit. And Seneko, here's the classic bait. He's going to trigger the scan red around the pit, and then they're not going to go in. They're going to instead try to loop around.
No, they just killed the courier, so they know that they're not in there anymore. But they might clash anyway. Hit a mouse use intensive manner here. They're going to go top of Kuroki. He's already at half health. Will-O-Wisp will be popped as well. Looks like Kuroki will fall. He gets off his hand at the last moment, but it's really just for himself, because nobody's really low from the side of Team Nigma. Oh, the hoof stomp's not going to be there in time. Very close. Coil as well. This is on an illusion. They're beating the shit out of it. And they get it, Cinder. They get the illusion. But Roche is available. No Coil, though. No Coddle ult. I don't know. Can you take this without those? No Centaur ult?
Probably. I mean, it doesn't look like Nigma are ready to come close. So
yeah, they're showing on the map as well.
Yeah, they're giving them all the info they need, so they're giving it up. Yeah, there was a lot of pretty scary things happening in that fight. Sure, they jumped cool, but Supreme's initiation to begin with looked really dodgy. He jumped in, got a silence off, and then phase shifted, and he got caught in a pit of malice, but they protected him well enough. He could have died there in the opening of the fight, and that could have been real bad. Miracle's gonna find
real bad. You know, Seneco's dead.
Quick kill.
They picked up the Aghanim Scepter synth, and it is on Puck, which, I mean, that's the perfect hero to have it for. The Coil will be even stronger against the likes of PL. I mean, PL is the one that you're really struggling to kill in these fights. He's by far the hardest. And he actually has an illusion escape, which is incredibly good for him. He's gonna get a stomp. Charlie, they do a lot of damage. There's the Abyssal Blade to counter him to some degree. Gets the Doppelganger off, but he's finding the right one. Wow, that was actually really unlucky for Miracle.
There was a ward on the high ground, actually, so he would have died anyway, probably.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, not even RNG on his side this game, it looks like.
70 seconds.
Yeah, I think NiP should just pull the trigger here. Oh my god, they found Lina too. Yeah, that's a really good ward, and that is a really big kill.
That is the Ags Coil again. Not that it was really needed, but it's technically correct what I just said. It was an Ags Coil. Haven't seen a time lapse in a while here from Era. They haven't really needed it.
No.
Buyback is available on Weehaw though.
Does Coddle have gold for travels? Let's see if he buys that, if they really commit here, or if they're going to wait for him to TP Outpost and then run over. For now, he's not eyeing it up.
You really think he'll buy boots of travel right now? When he's so close to Lincoln's?
He's waiting for a refresher, I think, on Coddle, right? Is he better?
I mean, sorry, refresher I meant, yeah.
I was just curious if they have made they've made the call that PL has no buyback here, or they're like, we don't think he does. You could have travels and just be here right now.
Oh, stomp onto 2. Can they get Lina? This is gonna be a dieback onto Weehaw if they're able to do so. Impale connects. Weehaw will be safe now. Underlord gets the pin of malice. Wait, will Weehaw be safe? Supreme comes with a level 3 dag, and there is the Hand of God to keep him alive a little bit longer, but not long enough. 120 seconds. Die back for Weehaw. Mind Control will be the second to die. Does have buyback. Gonna continue on to GH. Have to be careful here because PL is now alive, but it is a 5v4. A lot of spells have been expended, including that Will-O-Wisp. Believe Team Nigma have to give up this bot Rax at the very least. They won't have a choice. And the question is, will NiP continue? Likely,
They have
yes.
no reason not to. They can keep giving mana to this troll with the Coddle. They have Aegis, Cheese. They have the whole thing. It's over, man.
Does Aegis. Aegis is good to go. Gonna get stunned up. Underlord, this will be a dieback on him. Is he able to get it off? Stampede is there. Charlie, very low on HP, very low on mana, but there's a time lapse again. But, you know, he has Aegis, so at the end of the day, doesn't really care too much about dying right now. And Miracle is able to do a decent amount of damage. Gets blinding lit. Still a 5v4 as the buyback onto the next assassin comes through. Troll Warlord's Aegis finally gets popped. As the right clicks will commence from Miracle, trying to save this game for his team. They are down 0-1. They will be out of the series. And this is going to be mega creeps at the very least, if not more, because Lina is still dead for 45 seconds. Charlie, no ult for another 15 seconds. Has to be a little bit careful, but time-lapse is still in the back as Era is fully healthy and good to go. But so is Charlie. That is mega creeps. Lots of mana being supplied to Charlie. This is like a Valorant game, Cinder. Lots of supports left, right, and center, my friend. Charlie, timeout. Oh, he doesn't get it off. Troll Warlord dies, but Mega Creeps are intact. Looks like they're going to get the Abyssal Blade off again. So Puck, basically using that just on Puck this game, it feels like. And Team Nigma might be able to get a few kills here, but the question is, can they do more than that? Because they are down Mega Creeps. 2 buybacks available on Centaur and Troll. Puck, not so much. This is when you wish you had an Agnum Scepter on Mind Control.
It's straight down mid, hope for the best. Yeah, they do defend.
Oh, he did go critical strike on Miracle. Wow. All right.
Sick call.
Thanks, bro. Is that what people are going these days? Or is it still Doppelganger?
No, I think it's mainly Doppelganger still.
Yeah.
I think so.
They just feels like they do no damage this game, though.
All right. Well, Miracle got a heart, and almost he's closing in on the rapier now, Shane. So there is a mathematical chance. Currently 0% according to Dota Plus, but 0 is more than nothing. So they could definitely still do it.
Wait, does it round up or what? Is it decimal? Is it a floating number?
I don't know how many decimals it uses.
Hey, what is this? Why are all his weapons or all his items on the ground? Okay, well he puts them back. So Coddle, pretty ginormous right now to go along with the Ghost Scepter, has Guardian Greaves, Refresher, and a Flicker, which this game, not the most useful. I don't know. What does it take off? I'm not sure. Alright, Team Nigma, they're going to get a set of racks mid. Puck is up in 8 seconds, and you have to assume that NiP will try to defend here. Miracle not even remotely close to this rapier, which I feel like could potentially make that big difference that they're looking for. But yeah, they give up a racks.
2%.
It's not over yet.
2%. It went up.
Okay.
I'm ready for a legendary comeback here. I'm ready.
I mean, it is a PL game, so
it is.
I've seen this before.
So now Nigma have to send a hero back to defend, but they could just send one guy and recall that guy with Chen, but they're gonna full back, give the map back to NiP. Now what do? They can wait for Roche and start controlling the enemy side of the map and just choke them out now, because the pressure will be too much. And if they do it well, Miracle will also not get his rapier, because he will struggle to access the shop. Right. But they might not know that he's close to it, or that he's even planning on buying it right now. Although in this meta, it's kind of obvious, I would say, that you buy rapier at this point. Alternatively, they're like, okay, we think it could get scary with a rapier, let's just get it done and not wait for ages. Yep. It seems to be the call right now. They have 2 Coddle ultis.
I mean, they have buybacks on several heroes here. Puck just came up. They're going to jump Weehaw again. And again, the same result. He drops to his death. Will-O-Wisp was used, though. Not the best placement here. They're going to go on top of Miracle. The towers are going down pretty quick. That's a double Will-O-Wisp ult now. And there are the right clicks, and Miracle will fall. 100 seconds on the deck with buyback into the game immediately. GH is in a lot of trouble. And they can just go for the Ancient here, and there's not a whole lot that Team Nigma can do, considering this Will-O-Wisp is redonkulous, especially with that talent. Look at the AoE on this thing. Good God. Actually insane. And Era, of course, still has that time-lapse available if anybody's even remotely low. GH and company, they really just can't do anything. Time-lapse? Is it coming soon? Not even needed. Ancient, destroyed, and NiP go on to beat Team Nigma 2-0, Cinder.
Yeah. Man, they outplayed them both games. They executed fights better. I think they maybe have a better understanding of the meta as well, with the timings, what heroes to pick, how to play the map. Looks like Nigma have a bit of catching up to do, and expecting them to learn